Let's try and work out this example. Still, we're trying to illustrate how average velocity and average speed differ. A body moves due north from A, 10 kilometers to B. So we'll summarize this question right away with a diagram. We are having a body here, it's moving due north from A. So if this is point A, this body is moving up due north, point A, 10 kilometers to point B. So it's traveling a distance of 10 kilometers to a point up here we're calling point B for 4 hours. So the time taken here is 4 hours. From B, it then moves due south to C at a distance that is 30 kilometers in 1 hour. So as it comes on top up to B, it's going to move back down to another point C, and it is moving from this point B, it's moving down to C, which is 30 kilometers in 1 hour. So it's going to move 30 kilometers in 1 hour up to point C. Now this is 30 kilometers, this is 10 kilometers, this is definitely lower than that. This is longer. So we are supposed to ask to find the average speed. So again, to find average speed, it's going to be total distance, divide that by total time. So the total distance covered here, since we are dealing with distance, when we are trying to find average speed, we deal with total distance. Distance, we are only going to concern ourselves with the magnitude. So the distance traveled from A up to C, it first moves upward 10 kilometers, then downwards 30 kilometers. So the total distance covered is 10 kilometers plus 30 kilometers. It's going to be 10 plus 30. All this is in kilometers. Divide that by the total time. Now the total time covered is going to be upward, it moves 4 hours, then downwards is 1 hour. So it's 4 plus 1, which is 5 hours. And that's going to be 40. Divide that by 5. And of course, this is in kilometers per hour. And that will be equal to 8 kilometers per hour. So the average speed is 8 kilometers per hour. Now we're going to look at the average velocity. The average velocity is going to be the total. So we're going to find the total displacement. Now if you look at this thing, it is going to move upwards. It moved 10 kilometers northwards, then 30 kilometers downwards. So if we are to restructure this, it is 10 kilometers up, then 30 kilometers down in the opposite direction. So it means that what is the displacement from the point it started to C? If we are to redraw this here to make the displacement issue clearer, this started from A, this is point A, it moves up a distance of 10 kilometers. Then when it reaches to point B, it moves down again another 30 kilometers down to point C. So it means that the total distance moved from A to C, the displacement is this, the specific distance covered in this specified direction. So for me to move from A to C means that it's going to be this 30 kilometers minus that 10 to get the remainder. So 30 minus 10 is definitely 20 kilometers. So to calculate the total displacement, it's going to be 10 kilometers upwards. So we are going to call it 10 minus, because this 30 kilometers is in the opposite direction of 10. So it's going to be minus 30. And that definitely, the displacement is due south. Divide that by the total time taken. Now of course the total time taken is the same as before, which is 5 hours. Now of course 30 minus 10 or 10 minus 30 here is going to be 20. Now of course 10 minus 30 here is negative 20. Now that negative is represented by the south because it is 20 southward. So that negative here is due south. So the due south is what is represented by the negative there. Divide that by 5 hours. And of course, 20 divided by 5 is 4 kilometers per hour. due south. And definitely this is the average velocity of the body. Now you could go ahead and try out that number on your screen. A particle moves due south a distance of 80 kilometers for 2 hours. From there it moves northwards a distance of 120 kilometers for 3 hours. You could go out and try out that number. The average speed I expect you to get is 40 kilometers per hour, and the average velocity I expect you to get is 8 kilometers in the north direction. 8 kilometers per hour in the north direction. This brings us to the end of this video. Thanks for watching. Feel free to check out other excellent videos on the channel, and don't forget to subscribe. For Kisembo Academy, this is Arnold Rangakuramia helping you manifest excellence.